Was this the moment that Kay Burley, the lead presenter and doyen of Sky News, finally killed off the channel? Yes, this one. Now, if you remember, of course, this was the, well, shriek of delight, some might say, murmur, relief, whatever, that Kay and the rest of the panel let out on the election night when the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, won.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can see his face in just a second. You can see how Andy has reacted.
Brilliant.
A Labour landslide and then some. Conservatives on 131 seats. Labour 410 seats. The Lib Dems on 61 seats.
Became our brand new leader. Now, it's very clear, isn't it, that this is the sort of political bias that literally the channel were working under. Now, it's fascinating when you think, because a lot of people do not realise that Sky News had a bias for many, many years, in fact. Now, during my time there, one of the bosses that I worked under was this man who's now been retired. He is, of course, John Riley. And what was fascinating about working for him was he was very much in the Labour camp, quite literally. I remember going to his office one day and he pointed out, you know, all the merits of Labour. And remember, I'm doing light entertainment and just interviews, you know, nothing political at that point at all. However, I had been asked to interview the then Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, alongside becoming sort of chums with the then Home Secretary, because they liked my no-nonsense sort of fluffy style. What they didn't realise, of course, was that beneath that you could ask some rather leading questions. John had called me in because he wasn't happy the fact that Gordon Brown wanted to be interviewed by somebody as frivolous as me doing entertainment in the morning breakfast show. You get it? But sat with him, literally behind the door until he closed it, was none other than the Labour activist and good friend, Eddie Izzard. Now, Eddie naturally was dressed in full makeup and a skirt. John didn't seem put out by this at all. Turns out they'd gone to college together, alongside the showbiz agent, allegedly, Jonathan Shalit. So you understand how all that sort of worked, right? So right from the off, this channel were nowhere near anything other than impartial. But what's fascinating now is that not only has Sky News decided to go behind a paywall, well, it gets worse, in fact, because all the lead presenters are now falling out with each other as to who's sort of, you know, quickened the demise. Now, it's hard to decipher exactly who you would call a star on Sky News. So far this year, they've wasted a lot of money and ad revenue is down at an all-time low, as are the ratings. But what you don't know, and what's not actually out in the major print, is this. Comcast, the owner, which also owns NBC, etc., well, they want a record slashing of money, seemingly because they don't think also that this could be payable even as a paywall. But apparently Sky believe in people like this. That's right, the current political editor, Beth Rigby. She tried a chat show interview show, even interviewing the partner of Sir Elton John, David Furnish. Well, if you can't get the star, get the partner, right? But that failed to take off. And even their recent collection of podcasts, which they're now pushing to try and get some awards, well, they believe that in the future, you'll want to pay for that as well. Right now, there's literally, how can I put this nicely? It's all truly falling apart behind the scenes. The only breaking news that's happening now out in Osterley in West London is the fact that somebody is trying to point the finger as to what happened to this once much respected channel of news. And right now, as less and less people are tuning in, they're already deciding who's going to get the chop in the spring clear out. It's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.